Okay, let's just jump right in. We are living through one of the biggest technological shifts in, well, ever. What started as this kind of niche fascination has absolutely exploded into a force that's reshaping our entire world. Like right now, in real time. Welcome to 2026, the year of the great AI contradiction.
And that's not some kind of exaggeration. Researchers at the University of California are saying AI has revolutionized everything, from how we do scientific research to our workplaces to even how we get over writer's block. It's not coming soon, it's already here, and its influence is just growing exponentially. And if you want to understand the sheer scale of the bet that's being placed on this tech, just look at the money. A staggering 80% of all U.S. stock market gains last year came from AI companies alone. That's it. So, yeah, the financial stakes could not be higher. And all of this sets the stage for our story, which is going to unfold in 3 acts.
First up, the sheer, just mind-bending acceleration. The money and the innovation are flowing at a pace that we've honestly never seen before. We're talking about a complete tidal wave of capital just pouring into this space.
For example, SoftBank just completed its massive $40 billion investment in OpenAI. Now, to put that number in perspective, that is one of the largest private technology investments in history, all laser-focused on a single AI company.
And it's not just the venture capitalists. The big tech giants are in a full-blown arms race. Meta recently just snapped up the AI startup Monos in a deal worth up to $3 billion, simply to beef up its own AI muscle and try to stay ahead of the curve.
And look, this isn't just happening up in the cloud somewhere. It's coming to the device right there in your hand. Samsung has set this absolutely breathtaking goal to have 800 million of its devices powered by Google's Gemini AI by the end of this year. That is a massive, massive push to put advanced AI directly into the hands of pretty much everyone.
Okay, now this is where it gets kinda nuts. To really get a feel for this relentless pace, just look at this timeline. Every single thing you see here happened in 1 week. Meta makes a multi-billion-dollar acquisition. The very next day, SoftBank completes its historic $40 billion investment. Then, boom, at CES, NVIDIA and AMD are unveiling their next-gen chips, and at the same time, we start seeing previews of physical AI with actual humanoid robots taking the stage. It's just this non-stop sprint, and honestly, there's no finish line in sight.
And this really gets to the foundation of it all, right? Because underneath every single flashy software demo, there's a brutal hardware war going on. NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, they are all battling it out to create the silicon that's going to power this whole revolution. The Vera Rubin platform, the Ryzen AI 400 series, these aren't just fancy product names. They are literally the engines of our AI future. But is this explosive growth sustainable?
And that question? That's what brings us to Act 2, the warnings. Because for every single headline celebrating some new breakthrough, you've got this whole chorus of experts waving these huge red flags, asking if this incredible acceleration is maybe just headed straight for a wall.
Let's start with the money side of things. Stuart Russell over at UC Berkeley points out that while the spending on AI is historic, the revenues are, and this is his word, underwhelming. He even suggests that the performance of the core tech, the large language models that power tools like ChatGPT, seems to be hitting a plateau. So the big question is, are we just looking at the biggest bubble in history?
But beyond the economic risk, there's a societal one that, well, it might be even bigger. Henny Farid, also at Berkeley, asked a pretty chilling question. Can we trust anything anymore? He warns that this year, 2026, is the year deepfakes become, routine, scalable, cheap. The line between what's real and what's fake, it's literally dissolving right in front of us.
So just to make sure we're all on the same page here, a deepfake is when AI is used to create these highly realistic but completely fake images or videos. Think of it like Photoshop on hyper-steroids, capable of making these convincing fakes that are pretty much impossible to spot with the naked eye.
And here's the thing that makes this so dangerous. Professor Farid calls it the asymmetry of disinformation. It takes practically zero effort to create a fake image that can spread to millions of people in minutes. But it takes enormous effort from journalists and fact-checkers and experts to debunk it. And by the time they do, the damage to a person's reputation, a company, maybe even an election, it's already done.
And the warnings, they go even deeper. Think about this. Our private conversations with chatbots, our follies, fantasies, and fears, they're now being subpoenaed in lawsuits. A whole generation of teens is starting to prefer talking to bots instead of people. And now buddy bots for toddlers are a thing. In the workplace, AI is rating employees on subjective stuff like charisma, creating totally new forms of bias. The human cost is very real, and it is growing.
So, you've got this incredible hype on one side, and these really serious warnings on the other. Where does that leave us? Well, that brings us to Act 3, where the industry is starting to make this really pragmatic pivot. The theme for 2026 is simple: show me the money. After years of just dazzling demos and boundless hype, the message from the top is crystal clear. 2026 is the year AI has to prove its business value. Boards aren't counting pilots anymore, they're counting dollars. The era of just playing around, that's over. Now it's the era of execution.
Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, he put it perfectly. He said the industry is finally moving past that initial wow phase and is now focused on what AI is actually doing in the real world, distinguishing, as he says, between the spectacle and the substance.
And you can really see that substance in action when you look at how companies are making these very specific bets. You see L'Oreal using AI to streamline a core part of their business, scaling global ad production. You have BNY Mellon deploying 20,000 AI agents, not for a flashy product, but to make their own employees more efficient. Then there's AstraZeneca, betting on in-house AI to speed up something incredibly complex, cancer research. And Tesco's focusing right on the customer experience. The theme here is super clear. These are targeted, practical applications designed to either boost efficiency or create real, tangible value, moving way beyond just experiments.
And at the same time, governments are finally stepping in. They're not just watching from the sidelines anymore. In the US, you've got states like Wisconsin proposing actual criminal penalties for deepfake scams. The UK is demanding safety info from AI companies. The EU's big AI Act is rolling out, and China has already officially filed over 700 different AI models. The Wild West days, well, they're slowly but surely getting fenced in.
So what comes next? We're standing at this massive crossroads, trying to navigate between this boundless optimism and some really legitimate fear, between hype and reality. It all really boils down to a fundamental choice about what we're building and why we're building it.
And that brings us to our final and I think really provocative question, which comes from UC Berkeley psychologist Alison Gopnik. As we build these unbelievably powerful systems, what is the actual goal? Are we trying to create tools that help us discover objective truths about the world? Or are we just building sophisticated mimics that are designed to tell us what we want to hear, just to get a good grade from us? The answer to that question, it's going to define not just the future of AI, but our own.